This summer's box office from Exit, comrades to competitors, Yoona and Jo Jung-suk meet again. This summer, a particularly interesting showdown is taking shape at the box office, capturing the attention of audiences. The two stars of the film Exit, which set a new blockbuster formula for disaster films by attracting 9.42 million viewers a few summers ago, Jo Jung-suk and Im Yoona have returned to the screen in different comedy films, setting the stage for a friendly competition. The fantastic chemistry they showed in Exit was the biggest driving force behind the film's success. Their human charm, which didn't lose its sense of humor, even in a disaster situation, and their perfect acting synergy were greatly loved by the audience, earning both actors the trustworthy label. The mere fact that they are now leading their own films and facing off for the summer box office crown has raised film fans' expectations to the highest level. After the success of Exit, the two actors' paths diverged somewhat. Jo Jung-suk further solidified his position by moving between the big and small screens. He established himself as an actor with powerful ticket-selling power, even earning the nickname Man of Summer for his successive box office hits in films released during the summer season. His name alone makes audiences anticipate delightful laughter and solid acting. On the other hand, Yoona was mainly active in romantic comedy dramas, solidifying her position as a rom-com queen. Having successfully transitioned from a member of Girls' Generation to an actress, she received great love from the public for her lovely charm and stable acting skills. However, this is her first time taking on a leading role in a film since Exit. Therefore, this film will be an important stage to test actress Im Yoona's ability to command the screen. And finally, Yoona has teamed up again with director Lee Sang-gyun, who made Exit, to bring audiences the film The Devil Has Moved In. Coincidentally, around the same time, Jo Jung-suk is already enjoying great popularity at the box office with the webtoon-based film Zombie Daughter, with predictions that it will become this year's biggest hit. While both films share the common denominator of comedy, The Devil Has Moved In sets itself apart by adding elements of horror and fantasy. This ironic situation where two former top partners are competing with films of a similar genre has become an unmissable point of interest at this summer's box office, as we watch to see if it will be a win-win strategy with both films succeeding, or if one will dominate the box office. One of the most crucial factors determining the success of a comedy film is the audience. No matter how well written the script or how outstanding the actors' performances, if the audience doesn't open their hearts and laugh along, the fun is cut in half. Laughter is highly contagious. When the person next to you laughs, you find yourself laughing along. And when the whole theater becomes a sea of laughter, the enjoyment of the film doubles. Conversely, if the audience is small or the atmosphere is tense, minor comedic points lose their power and dissipate into the air. In other words, a comedy film is a genre that is completed through the shared experience between the actors on the screen and the audience in front of it. Unfortunately, during the time I watched the film, the audience was not very large. Perhaps for that reason, the explosive laughter I had anticipated didn't erupt in the early part of the movie. I was a bit taken aback when I realized that although I had come to see a comedy, the theater was quiet for 30 minutes and then an hour after the movie started. Of course, after watching the film and looking up other people's reviews, I found many positive comments saying they laughed a lot and enjoyed it immensely. It's a shame that I can't help but feel I would have enjoyed the movie much more, laughing louder, had I watched it in a vibrant atmosphere full of people. Nevertheless, if I had to pick the film's greatest charm, it would undoubtedly be the presence of actress Im Yoona. It's no exaggeration to say this film is of, by and for Yoona, as her role is absolute. Although An Bo-hyun appears as the male lead, his role is closer to maximizing Yoona's charm and supporting her narrative. Yoona is at the center of every event from beginning to end, and her versatile performance dictates the entire mood of the film. Just confirming her ability to lead the entire production as a solo star gives this film sufficient value. The film begins with a young man, Gil-gu An Bo-hyun, exhausted from his corporate job, finding solace in front of a claw machine. Unlike his reality, which doesn't go as planned, the claw machine, where his skills improve with practice, gives him his only sense of accomplishment. One day, Jung Seonji Im Yoona moves into the apartment below his, which is filled with the dolls he has won. During the day, she is a pâtissier who bakes her own bread, and Gil-gu develops a crush on her for her demure, gentle, and kind demeanor. The appearance of this ordinary and lovely neighbor seemed to bring a little flutter to his weary daily life, but the peace did not last long. When he accidentally runs into Seon-ji at dawn, she is 180 degrees different from her daytime self, shocking Gilgu with her rough and fierce behavior. To the bewildered Gilgu, Seonji's father, Sung Dong-il, reveals a shocking truth: a devil resides in Seonji's body and awakens to become active every dawn. Eventually, Gilgu starts a suspicious part-time job, taking care of Devil Seonji at dawn for a hefty hourly wage, and thus their bizarre cohabitation officially begins. The core of this film is undoubtedly Yuna's performance as the possessed Seonji. She transforms with a venomous expression and rough speech, but the fact that even this appearance feels lovely is likely thanks to the unique charm of actress Im Yuna herself. This film is not intended to terrify the audience, but is a romantic comedy, so her devil acting comes across as more cute and quirky than scary. Rather, her unpredictable behavior induces laughter and creates a unique chemistry when combined with Gilgu's flustered attempts to care for her. Of course, the film also follows the formula of a typical Korean commercial movie. Towards the end, there is a noticeable attempt to stimulate the audience's tear ducts by inserting emotional codes rather than laughter, and in this process, the scenario gives the impression of being somewhat disjointed. However, the strong performances of the actors and the charm of the lovable characters manage to offset these shortcomings to some extent, ultimately concluding with a pleasant happy ending where everyone is happy. Above all, this film is a work that once again proves what a versatile and charming actress Im Yuna is. If you are a fan of hers and if you want to watch a cheerful and lovely comedy film, it will be a satisfying choice.